Hello, students of class 10th. Children, we were doing this agro based industries and we were doing the textile group of industries. We have done a part of cotton textile industries where we studied the different stages in preparation of any fabric or garment, and then we studied why the textile industry, the cotton textile industry, is set up basically in the states of Maharashtra and Gujarat, and later on it spread out to other states. The textile designing, weaving is decentralized in case of cotton textile, but weaving and designing is decentralized in different states, but spinning of thread is concentrated in and around our Mumbai, and little bit in Gujarat and little bit in Tamil Nadu. And we have already learned that the hand spun khadi has given employment to lot of weavers at home. In fact, the weaving is a industry which is mainly run by weavers at home. So it runs as a cottage industry or as a small scale industry. Now, Mahatma Gandhi also supported this weaving in the homes of the weavers. He was very much against these mills because ours is a country where uh, the people are unemployed. There is lot of labor force, and this labor force can earn their living, can earn their livelihood and support their family if they do the weaving in their homes and sell their products in the local markets. And in the mills, the work is done by machineries, which means that it requires less involvement of labor force. So, mills will lead to unemployment in the country. He supported Khadi in a large way, and at present also in our country, though lot of modernization has taken place, this khadi industry is very much appreciated by the government and also the people, because their product is made by hand in their homes. As I have said, that ours is a country where the population is more, and at present also we are capital deficient country. We are having a huge labor force, so it is necessary that the mill sector loomage must be kept lower than the power loom and hand loom. That means machineries must be kept less in use than the power looms and hand looms. Power looms and hand looms are used by the weavers in their homes. Now, our country has a huge market, but we mainly market thread, yarn to different countries. So, we export yarn thread to Japan and other cotton goods apart from thread also. Some fabrics also we are exporting, but that is lesser in quantity. So, mostly we are exporting thread out of India. So, USA, UK, Russia, France, East European nations, Nepal, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and other African countries are also buying from us. Now, one thing is very important, children. Our spinning sector is very developed. We are having the second largest installed spindles in the world after China. We are having world class spinning technology. So the thread that is produced in our country is of very good quality, and the major part of this export trade of the country is occupied by this export of thread. Whereas the garments are exported in very less quantity from our country. The weavers of our country are not getting the good quality thread that is produced in the country, because the good quality threads are exported out of the country. Our weavers are suffering because of lack of supply of good quality thread in the country. Later on, this exported thread, the thread that we are exporting out of the country, that is converted to fabric in the countries where we are exporting, and they are selling back the fabric to us at a higher price. So some of the fabrics you will find in our country, or the branded shop outlets of our country, they are selling the finished garment or the finished product at a very high price, because these garment manufacturers are buying the fabric from other country. Our country mills are not having the sophisticated machineries to produce high quality fabric, because the high quality thread goes outside. Whatever is left here, that is low quality thread, and the low quality thread produces very lower quality garments if it is produced in the country. So the big manufacturers, the well-to-do manufacturers, they buy very good quality fabric from the other countries, and that fabric is converted to garment, stitched into garment in our country and sold in our country. So you will find that though we are having a huge production of cotton and cotton thread, but the branded outlets of our country are selling the cotton products at a very high price, cotton garments at a very high price. Most of the weavers, those who are weaving, they are doing this in their own homes, and the machineries are very traditional handlooms and weaving machineries, and this weaving that is done, that is sold in the local market. They cater to the demand of the local market. So there is lot of difference. There are only very few manufacturers who can really utilize very good quality thread in the country. Mostly they are buying fabric and they are converting into shirts and other ready-made garments in the country. Fabric is purchased from outside, though that fabric is produced from the yarn that has gone from India, that has been exported from India to other country. That yarn is converted into fabric in other country. The big manufacturers of our country are buying that fabric and converting it to stitched garments in the country, or ready-made garments in the country, and selling in the country. So there is a huge gap in the country, because most of our people, most of the weavers of our country cannot use the very good quality yarn that is produced in the country, because they are exported out of the country, and we are lacking very good quality sophisticated machineries in the country. So there are several drawbacks of this cotton textile industry in the country. One of the most important drawback is this cotton textile workers, the laborers, they are organized into trade unions. So wherever there is little bit of, if they are facing any problem, they go for strike. Secondly, the machineries, they have become old. The mill sector owners, they hardly pay any attention to upgrade the machineries. So the machineries have become quite slow in production. The quality of fabric produced is not very much good quality. There is lot of power problem also, because most of the weavers of our country, they live in the rural areas, and in the rural areas power is a huge problem. So because of this power shutdown, sometimes the power may shut down for a few days in a week, sometimes for 1 or 2 weeks also. So in this case, the productivity of the laborers is very much hampered. Then we find that there is stiff competition from synthetic fiber industry, because synthetic fibers are very easy to maintain and to uh, use. So there is lot of competition from from synthetic fibers. And of course, the other point that I have already discussed, that good quality yarn is already sold outside, it goes outside, and we have to import some very good quality cotton. So this good quality cotton comes from Egypt, and this has to be imported, which is very costly and which our small weavers really cannot afford to use. So this it was till this much we have completed the cotton textile industry, children. Now let me do jute textile industry. So after I complete the jute textile industry, children, I will tell you the points which are in contrast with cotton, how they are different from each other, and what are the similarities between these two industries. So jute textile industry is also a very important industry of our country, and India has enjoyed a very good position regarding jute textile industry in the past. During the pre-independence day also, India was joined with Bangladesh. Bangladesh used to grow jute at that time. So I must not use the word Bangladesh. At that time, Bangladesh and India was together. So that part, that is the Padma, Meghna Delta area, that entire area used to grow jute, and that jute used to come to this part of the country, that is near Kolkata, with the help of water transport. And the mills were set up along both the banks of river Hooghly, and the entire jute used to be processed in the mills. So there was cheap, very cheap transportation, almost very minimum transportation cost was involved in transporting this entire jute from that part of India to this part of India during the pre-independence day. And Kolkata was the capital during British time. This you know very well, children. So previously Kolkata was the capital. So whatever development the British did, they took lot of pain in setting up this Kolkata as the capital. Roads were constructed, banking facilities were set up, and this entire area got connected, and cheap labor was available. At that time, huge number of people used to work in these jute mills, and some railways was developed, roadways, waterways, and at that time, because West Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, Assam, all these were joined together into one state. So there was a huge labor force, and India enjoyed a very formidable position in regards the production of raw jute. It was the largest producer, largest exporter at that time. But after partition, when Bangladesh got separated from India, it created problem. So at that time, Bangladesh thought that why should they give raw jute to India? Rather, they will use that raw jute and they will open up their mills. So they stopped the supply of raw jute to India, and most of the jute mills of our country got shut down because raw jute was not available. Immediately, our government started increasing the area under jute production, that is, growing jute. So, large areas in West Bengal, In some parts of northern Bihar, in northern part of Orissa, they started growing jute. So jute was grown, and slowly this jute mill started reopening, and it got supplied to the mills. The raw jute got supplied to the mills, and this industry again started in a new way in the country. Now this jute industry gives lot of employment to the small and marginal farmers, and many other people are indirectly associated, like you have seen in the cotton textile industry. So many people are indirectly associated. But what created problem was, in the beginning, our industry, this industry was mainly engaged in production of uh, your gunny bags, or in Hindi you call it bora, gunny bags or sacks. Now this gunny bags was used as a packaging material. We used to pack materials in these sacks, and we used to use them as a mainly as a packaging material. So slowly its popularity started decreasing, because in the market suddenly the synthetic packaging material started coming, like synthetic this bags, packaging bags. So like plastic packaging bags started coming, so their demand started decreasing slowly. Now our government started uh, changing the track. So what they did, they asked the jute industry to diversify their products. Means they will have to prepare other products to retain their position in the market. So they started diversifying their product. They started preparing carpets, mats, then upholstery material like parde ke kapde, so sofa cover, then decorative bags or decorative items. And nowadays they are also using this silk thread and preparing dress material out of this jute. So the product diversification took place, but still some problem was there. So our government took another step, and they made it mandatory for every industry that they will have to use jute as a packaging material, because jute is biodegradable, jute is environment friendly, and every industry must use jute as a packaging material. And last step that our government took was in 2005, when the National Jute Policy was formulated. And this policy was formulated in order to increase the productivity of jute industry. Now when this was done, that is National Jute Policy was formulated, this was formulated with the objective of increasing the productivity of the mill workers, of the mill owners, and also the farmers, improve the condition of the farmers and ensure good prices, proper prices to the jute farmers. If proper prices are given to the jute farmers, they will also really take the initiative, and they will increase the yield per hectare. So care was taken to see that the farmers are motivated to grow jute, and good quality jute, and jute it must be grown in huge quantity. And similarly the mill workers are also encouraged to produce better quality jute. With all these efforts of the government, our country is now the largest producer of raw jute and stands second in the world after Bangladesh as an exporter of raw jute. Now, the main markets of our country are in USA, Canada, Russia, United Arab Emirates, or United Arab Republic, UK, and Australia. These are the countries which are buying jute. But still, as every industry is having certain drawback, this jute industry is also facing competition from the international uh, producers, like we have Bangladesh, Brazil, Philippines, Egypt, Thailand as our main competitors. So these countries are India's competitors. They have also starting producing jute. And not only that, we are also facing competition from the synthetic substitutes, that is synthetic packaging material, synthetic products. Different kinds of products are now prepared with the help of chemicals, and we are facing competition from that source also. But anyway, nowadays, as the world is too much concerned about the environment, so this environment friendly jute is getting demand in the international market as it is a biodegradable product. So children, we have completed the textile group, that is cotton textile and jute textile. In my next video, I will post you the comparison between cotton textile and the jute textile, and we will do the sugar industry. So children, thank you. I hope you will understand the material that I have given you in this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.